All right, and Deja, so the way that this morning is going to work is we are going to be with you for approximately 20 minutes. And throughout this process, we'll be asking a variety of questions. Some of the questions will be open-ended questions where we're just going to want to get more insight about who you are as a person and some of your work experience. And other types of questions might be scenario-based, where we might ask you to talk through or walk us through an activity.
Okay.
Cool. The last thing is, within the IRA packet, study packet that we gave you, we asked you to pre-identify a tech role to think through as you go through this interview. Were you able to identify a role?
A tech role in regards of like a track, is that what you mean? Yes, project coordination.
Project coordination?
So we asked that as you're engaging in this interview, really imagine placing yourself in that type of position and share your responses to that context.
Okay.
So you're interviewing for a project coordination role.
Yes.
All right.
Tell me what you were doing before Year Up, how you heard about the program, and why you decided to join.
Before Europe, I was working in retail. Working retail at Marshall's, working in customer service. I knew at the time I didn't want that to be a career for me. It was just a job for me. And I also wanted to expand more in my growth in technology, so I heard about Europe through a former alumni, and I was more interested in expanding my knowledge in technology.
Great. What makes you interested in working in tech?
What makes me interested in tech, reason being is that technology is around all of us. We go through technology each and every day, and also, as I was saying, I wanted to really grow more in technology and to see it go much more to like a higher level.
Great.
Excellent. Okay, so here in Europe during L&D, what were your biggest challenges or growth areas? And what did you do to overcome those challenges? And what do you plan to do when you're in internship to make sure that you succeed in overcoming those growth areas are not a problem when you're in internship?
Okay, give me a minute to reflect. Challenges I faced in L&D in Year Up would have to be assigned to a large quantity amount of work in a short period of time. And by doing that, I ended up planning out a strategy to like a time frame on what task I need to do in this time frame, not any less, not any more, to get the job done. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, so what was a specific growth area that you've identified during L&D? Was it time management, delivering things on time?
A specific growth area would have to be like advocating for myself. I'm aware of the issue. It's just that not at the right timing of actually advocating, speaking up what that issue can be.
And when you're in internship, what do you plan on doing to make sure that you're successful in overcoming or reflecting on that growth area?
My strategy is to write things down first and then reflect back on that and to advocate for myself in what I just wrote. That's what I plan to overcome.
Review the internship descriptions available. Explain what makes you a strong candidate for the technical internship, so the project coordination role you're applying for.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
So review the internship description available and explain what makes you a strong candidate for that technical internship.
What makes me a strong candidate for project coordination is when I enjoy planning out different tasks, and if it also has to regards into a project, I enjoy planning it out, and it is rewarding for me alongside helping out others and working as a team to reach a common goal.
next question is gonna be a scenario-based question. If I asked you to schedule and run a weekly 15-minute stand-up check-in meeting with the team that you work with, so you can update each other on the projects that you're working on, how would you go about doing that?
So you want me to demonstrate? Sorry.
No,
Or
this is
you
not-
could just more so just explain or talk me through it.
Okay. First off, like, you can go into Outlook. Go into Outlook and in Outlook in your, how do you say? Go into new items, and through new items is actually an appointment. And schedule an appointment of who you are addressing it to, and in regards to the location. And you said 15 minutes.
Yeah, think about like as a project coordinator, you wanna have 15-minute meetings that are just routine and check-in. What would you do to be a leader on that team?
Yeah, I would schedule an appointments that would require like 15 minutes, and it would show. Yeah, it would show on my calendar, but step by step on how to really do that is to really go through Outlook, go through new items, scheduling the appointments, addressing it to who it is to, and it's like, we say like it's an ongoing thing.
Like a reoccurring,
Yeah, reoccurring.
great. Anything else?
On top of that, being more updated, being more updated on the appointments.
What does that mean to be updated?
Like, make sure it doesn't like fall into place, make sure you, as a project coordinator, is not really reaching over the limit or,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks.
All right, good. All right, so this next question. What is your greatest strength in the workplace?
My greatest strength in the workplace is for maintaining that professional brand. Truthfully, even if it comes to, okay, how would I say this? That through the challenges that you face and through the obstacles that you're facing in the workplace, you still need to maintain who you appear to be, who that you want to be. Not let it get to you, not let it, just say, control you.
Oh, composure.
There you go.
Oh, excellent. All right.
Okay.
Tell me about a time when someone else did not understand your point of view, and how did you handle the situation? What was the outcome?
Time when someone else didn't understand my point of view was when we had to make like a product, and it was during like L&D, and we had to create a business plan, and I had an idea on the business plan of explaining more what the product is. I also wanted to see from their perspective, like what you mean actually going like step by step, like, or thinking what they meant, rather than listening to my own thoughts. So it's not just like a one-way thing, it's more like a two-way street.
So did they understand where you were coming from when you tried to show them your way of doing it, or did you guys both agree on working together?
They understand it towards the end, because I explained it more, or going back to my strategy of actually writing it down, because it's much more clear and it's much more, you say, more precise.
Okay.
All right, great. So we're going to be moving on to the scenario where you'll be acting out the role, and you're going to pick somebody here to be the other your client. Okay, and this part will not be